a nation that has been burned again and again, a land attacked for thousands of years, empires shattered, cities turned to dust, yet it still stands today, alive, resilient, and challenging the world. This is the story of the secret buried deep in the soil of Iran, the story of an immortal soul that rises from every threat, even more brilliant and stronger than before. We stand in March 2026. History is being written in fire once again. To understand this unbreakable spirit, you must first understand the land itself. A vast, unforgiving plateau surrounded by towering mountains and deadly salt deserts. Life here was never given freely. It had to be earned through ingenuity and resilience. Over 10,000 years ago, in the Zagros Mountains, early communities began shaping human history. At places like Ganj Daer, we see some of the earliest evidence of goat domestication and highland farming, important steps in the Neolithic Revolution. The Elamites rose in the southwest, building ordered societies with their own distinct script, laws, and urban centers. They stood as a proud counterweight to the great kingdoms of Mesopotamia. Further discoveries at Rebirth reveal that by the 3rd millennium BCE, the Iranian plateau already hosted advanced urban centers filled with intricate art and far-reaching trade networks. Around 2000 BCE, waves of Indo-Iranian tribes, the Aryans, migrated into the region. They brought their language, horses, and a new identity, Iran, the land of the Aryans. How could large populations thrive on this dry plateau without mighty rivers like the Tigris or Euphrates? The answer lies in one of ancient Iran's greatest engineering achievements, the Qanat system. These underground channels, stretching dozens of kilometers, carried fresh water from mountain aquifers to distant fields, protected from the harsh desert sun. The Qanat became the lifeblood that made civilization possible here. Before they conquered the world with swords, the people of this land conquered human thought with powerful ideas. Sometime between 1500 and 1000 BCE, the prophet Zarathustra brought a revolutionary vision, a cosmic struggle between truth and falsehood, free will, ethical choice, heaven, hell, and final judgment. Zoroastrianism became the moral and spiritual foundation of Persian identity for centuries. In 55 BCE, Cyrus the Great founded the Achaemenid Empire, history's first true world superpower. When he entered Babylon in 539 BCE, he chose tolerance over destruction. He restored temples, respected local customs, and allowed displaced peoples to return home. The Cyrus cylinder remains one of the ancient world's most remarkable declarations of just and benevolent rule. Under Darius the Great, the empire reached its magnificent peak. Persepolis rose as a ceremonial capital of stunning beauty and multicultural splendor. Darius built the royal road stretching nearly 3,000 kilometers, established the world's first organized postal system, and introduced the golden Daric coin, creating unprecedented trade and prosperity from India to Egypt and the edges of Greece. Yet even the greatest empires face limits. Xerxes' campaign against Greece ended in defeat at Salamis in 480 BCE, marking the beginning of a long east-west divide. Alexander the Great burned Persepolis in 330 BCE, but Persian culture proved far stronger than Greek steel. Alexander began adopting Persian customs, and his successors were deeply influenced by the civilization they tried to conquer. After the fall of the Sasanian Empire in 651 CE to the rising forces of Islam, many believed Persian identity would disappear. Instead, something extraordinary happened. The Persians did not vanish. They became the intellectual and administrative engine of the Islamic Golden Age. While accepting the new faith, they fiercely protected their language and cultural heritage through movements like the Shubiya. The great poet Ferdowsi devoted 30 years to composing the Shahnameh, the Book of Kings, a 60,000-verse epic that revived pre-Islamic Persian legends and safeguarded the Persian language as a literary powerhouse alongside Arabic. Iranian scholars illuminated the world. Avicenna, Ibn Sina wrote the Canon of Medicine, which guided European doctors for over 600 years. Al-Khwarizmi laid the foundations of algebra and algorithms. In astronomy, medicine, philosophy, and mathematics, Persian thinkers transformed a regional faith into humanity's most brilliant scientific civilization of that era. Even during periods of invasion and turmoil, Persian culture continued to shine. The Seljuk Turks were gradually Persianized, and later the Mongol conquerors themselves converted and became generous patrons of Persian art, poetry, and architecture. In 1501, a young leader named Shah Ismail I unified the country under the Safavid dynasty and made a historic decision. He declared Twelver Shia Islam as the state religion. This was not only a religious choice, it was a geopolitical masterstroke that created a distinct Iranian identity and built a spiritual wall separating Iran from the powerful Sunni Ottoman Empire. Under Shah Abbas the Great, Isfahan became one of the most magnificent cities on earth. So beautiful that people called it half the world. It stood as a global center of architecture, trade, art, and diplomacy. Later, military genius Nader Shah restored Iran's power and territorial integrity in the 18th century. But the Qajar era brought new challenges as Iran became caught in the Great Game between Russia and Britain. Despite foreign interference and loss of territory, the Iranian people never accepted subjugation. The Constitutional Revolution of 1905–1911 became the first major modern push for democracy and rule of law in the region. In 1925, Reza Shah Pahlavi launched aggressive modernization, building railways, schools, hospitals, and industry. His son, Mohammad Reza Shah, continued with the White Revolution and rapid development fueled by oil wealth. Yet rapid change created deep social divisions. The 1953 coup, backed by Western powers, which overthrew elected Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh after he nationalized Iran's oil, left a permanent scar of distrust toward foreign intervention. By the late 1970s, Iran was deeply polarized between a wealthy westernized elite and a traditional religious majority that felt left behind. In 1979, the 2,500-year-old monarchy fell in a massive revolution, giving birth to the Islamic Republic, a unique experiment blending religion and state governance. The new republic immediately faced an 8-year brutal war with Iraq that killed hundreds of thousands and forged a powerful revolutionary military class. Decades of international sanctions followed. In recent years, internal pressures grew dramatically. Economic hardship, corruption, youth unemployment, and the clash between traditional values and the desire for greater freedoms led to powerful protest movements, most notably Woman, Life, Freedom. Then came the dramatic turning point. On February 28, 2026, joint U.S. and Israeli airstrikes killed Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Iran responded forcefully, including actions affecting the Strait of Hormuz. In the resulting power vacuum, on March 9, 2026, Mojtaba Khamenei was chosen as the new supreme leader. Today, in March 2026, Iran stands at one of the most dangerous and decisive crossroads in its long history, bleeding, defiant, and once again tested by fire. For over 9,000 years, this ancient land has been invaded, burned, and broken again and again, yet it has never been erased from history. It has absorbed its conquerors, preserved its language, poetry, and soul, and rebuilt itself, often rising more beautiful and resilient than before. The Persian Phoenix does not rise despite the flames. It rises because of them. In the raging fires of 2026, the question is not whether Iran will survive. History has already answered that question many times over. The real question facing us today is, what new chapter will this immortal civilization write next? The answer does not lie in palaces or armies alone. It lies in the unbreakable spirit, the deep cultural memory, and the extraordinary resilience of the Iranian people. Thank you for watching this epic journey through time. If Iran's remarkable story moved you, please like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth historical documentaries. Tell us in the comments which chapter of Iran's history surprised you the most.